Hello everyone, welcome back. I welcome myself back, to be fair, to Newcastle into your mind and to the Magpie Channel TV. It's been a few days off. Obviously we've had the games cancelled and the Queen's unfortunate death and all of that, so I thought, you know what it is, I'm just going to take a few days off as well. I think it's only right to show the respect and just to have time off as well. If the football's off, it's a nice break for us, and obviously the badly timed death of the Queen and everything as well. It's sad times for the royal family and for the country, so I just took it lightly. I actually just got back from Scotland myself on a nice little golfing trip, but thankfully football is back this weekend. Newcastle are one of the games that's going ahead at home to Bournemouth. There's obviously a few games that's been cancelled, mainly the games in London and Leeds Man United as well, at Man United at Old Trafford. But I thought I'd pop back onto your screens since it's been a few days as I walk back home there from getting off the train back into Newcastle, and just a quick one on an article, brilliant article that I was reading. I thought I'd bring you something different. Do you know what I mean? Bring you something different, a bit of news that you might not have seen if you aren't athletic readers, and it does cost to be one of them, but I'll pop the link in the description to their article. And Alan Shearer met Eddie Howe last week on the quayside, on the Gateshead of the quayside where I am, to talk about Newcastle United, to talk about himself, his career and his plans for the future. So I thought I'd touch upon this in this video with you lot before we get into deeper on in the week when we talk about injury news once it's confirmed and stuff about Bruno Guimaraes and Maxi and all them if they're fit for the weekend, and the previews and everything else. So in this interview with Alan Shearer, Eddie Howe went through quite a few things, quite a few personal things as well. It's very muddy, that. Quite, some good stuff. And on his goals, as I've suggested in the title, his goals was he really wants to win a cup. He really wants to win a cup at Newcastle, but he's not going to put that on a pedestal. He's not going to be judged on it. So if he comes out and says, yeah, win a cup this season, if he doesn't win a cup, then he's going to get shit for it, is basically what he said. So what he came out with instead is his dream to win a cup with Newcastle, which he said previously, to be fair. I think he said that, oh, pardon me, I'm walking up a hill here as well. I've been playing golf for 4 days straight. It sounds like first world problems, but I'm knackered. Drinking, golfing, it's not easy, like. It ain't easy, man. But Eddie Howe has said that, he wants to win a cup at Newcastle. He's dreaming of winning a cup for Newcastle United. He's not going to be as stupid enough to put that out there and say, yeah, we'll win a cup this season, but he does want to win a cup. His dream is to win a cup. His dream is to go down in history as a history maker in Newcastle and be the one to bring home a trophy. The great late Sir Bobby Robson couldn't do it. Kevin Keegan couldn't do it. Many great names and managers have been unable to lift the trophy to St James's Park. Eddie Howe he said he wants to be the one to do that. That's his objective. Alan Shearer tried to push him on what would be a success this season in terms of Premier League, as I duck these leaves. Premier League position, what would be success? Would that be top 8, top 10? Would it be Europe? Or would it be just fighting relegation like we've done for the past few years under Mike Ashley? He has said that he's not wanting to be really judged on Premier League table finishes. He wants to really be judged on the style of play. That's what he's trying to really implement at Newcastle. They're really changing the style of play. Possession-based football, attacking football, going home and away in the Premier League and being the best team, dominating games. That's what Eddie Howe has said he wants to be judged on. That's where he's going to judge success in terms of progression. It's not whether we finish 7th or 8th, 9th or 10th. It's whether we are the better team week in, week out. Do we look like creating chances? Are we dominating games? Are we bringing the game to opponents? And you've got to see he's done that so far. He's done that since the game against Liverpool at Anfield. He's done that Man City at home. It was funny, he touched on the Liverpool game and he says it's still keeping him up at night. Now this is what I love about Eddie Howe. It's how detailed and obsessed he is and how hard working he is. He's saying that game at Anfield, the last second, oh no, I'm not going to get into it, the rant is there on the channel if you want to watch it. The 98th minute winner for Carvalho and Liverpool, he's saying that is still keeping him up at night a couple of weeks later. He's saying he still hasn't gotten into it. He said he's watched it back a few times every day and he's looking and thinking, what could we have done differently? How could we have managed that game better? And that shows the obsession with this bloke. That's what I really rate about him. I remember when he first came in back in January, he was there until 7 in the morning, 7 at night, if not later, from dusk till dawn. He never even had a good look at Newcastle, never looked around the city until this summer. And now he said he's fell in love with the place. He says he loves the Geordies, he loves the people, he loves the place. He's moved his wife and kids up here. And he plans on being here for a long time, and so does Amanda Staveley and Mate Goodisy. They've said they want him to be the next Alex Ferguson. They want him to be the Alex Ferguson of Newcastle. To be here for 50, 20 years, build the club up from the bottom, build the team up, and win us trophies, and get us right up there. You know, he said that he is working within the demands of the owners to be in and amongst the biggest trophies in world football in the next 5 to 10 years. That's his goal, that's the club's goal. So that is absolutely amazing to see. He was asked about the transfer window. He was asked, are you happy with the business? He was honest. He was very honest in this interview, to be fair. And he said, yes, he is happy, but he still feels like he missed out on one or two things. And he said that was through no fault of the club. That's just the transfer window. You miss out on targets. Certain things don't fall into place. You miss out on a player here, a player there. Thanks to obviously clubs not wanting to sell and things like that. So you miss out on targets, you miss out on opportunities. So that's what's happened as well. But he says he's very happy. He's delighted. They're saying Isak for a club record fee of 63 million. He says he's been watching him for a long time. So he's a big fan of Isak. And he also mentioned that he's invited Alan Shearer to the training ground. He's invited Shearer to the training ground to give a speech to the current group of players. Now Shearer said he's unsure whether he's going to do it or not, because he said that he kind of feels like he's the match of the day guy now, where the players might not like him because he's hammered the players on match of the day or whatnot. Or does he go in as an old school Newcastle player where he loves the place and can't wait to get back on the training pitch and get back on the grass and feel like he's back home? I think Shearer will do it. I think it'll be later on the season. Maybe there's something to play for, something to fight for. But I'd imagine Shearer getting involved if Eddie Howe's invited him. You know, Amanda Staveley's invited the likes of him and Kevin Keegan to get involved in match days and get involved behind the scenes at the club. So we'll see if those type of things develop. And like I said, Eddie Howe's very honest, brutally honest about his personality and the way things have went since that Bournemouth relegation. You know, he's talked about being away, watching Kieran Trippier Atletico Madrid. That's why he wanted to sign him. When Eddie Howe lost his job at Bournemouth, he went travelling, went studying other coaches in and around the world, and that was including Atletico Madrid's Diego Simeone, where Kieran Trippier was. And he was talking to Trippier back then, and Trippier said that he wanted to move back to England, so that's why he really targeted him. And he's learned a lot. He says he's very thorough in his work now, you know, homework, and all his coaching session plans. And Dan Burn even came out today in a separate interview saying that, you know, every session is different. He's so meticulous in his work. So he's just such a workhorse, isn't he, Eddie Howe? And he said that he's not as nice as he used to be. Alan Shearer even said, he asked him, he said, look, I thought you used to be a nice guy, but you seem like you've changed as a person. And Eddie Howe laughed and said, look, I have changed as a person. I don't feel like I'm as nice anymore. I feel like I've had to change in this industry, in this line of work. So it's an interesting one. It's a great interview. There's loads we could pick out of it. But I've rambled on for 10 minutes now. My arm's killing holding up this camera. So there it is, Eddie Howe telling Alan Shearer his goals to make Newcastle one of the best playing sides in the league, to compete for trophies this season and in the next few years, to be competing for places in Europe, but to most importantly be kind of like an entertainer again, kind of like the Kevin Keegan days, isn't it, where, you know, we're getting credit for our style of play and all of that, and we're dominating games with the best side on the pitch, and we're fearless and we're attacking and we're dominating possession, all them type of things. So it's great to hear. It's a brilliant full read. There's probably a couple of things I've missed out on there, to be honest, but it's a great read. It's a long read. See, the link will be in the description to check it out. But there's Eddie Howe speaking of the legend that is Alan Shearer, and hopefully Eddie Howe becomes the legend of this club one day as well. Cheers for watching, everyone. Drop your comments below what you think of Eddie Howe's interview, what you think about his goals, and how long do you think Eddie Howe will be at Newcastle? Will he win a trophy at Newcastle? Because, you know, a lot of other clubs and a lot of people are saying, Eddie Howe's a stopgap. Eddie Howe will be there for 2 or 3 years and they'll bring in a big name. Even a Pochettino, they'll bring in a Pochettino, they'll bring in a Zidane, or they'll bring in a Ancelotti or whatever, you know. Let us know. Smash that like button, subscribe, and enjoy yourself.